Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? I feel like I have so much going on right now. There's the orange shirt, there's the hat, and then there's my new wreath. Hi, new wreath. So today has been a very nice day. It's been really relaxing and calm, and I'm actually looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 pumpkins and 2 huge mums. I don't really know yet how we're going to arrange them. I actually think I'm gonna let Alex do that because I'm not very good at it. But I do know that I'm about to kick one of them over. They're huge. You guys wanna see? They're absolutely huge. Look at that, Mom. So we're gonna have to arrange all this stuff out here. I did a Halloween haul over my Peter Does Stuff channel today because I wanted to show the new Halloween bedding, and then I wanted to show my new wreath, and I wanted to show my new pillow covers that I got. So here's one of them. Hello. And then we ran out. Alex had to run an errand, and then I was like, I want to go and get some mums, so we went to the, what do you call it? The little flower shop place up here. Not flower shop. It's like a outdoor market, like farmer's market kind of thing. And it was really, really busy today. Actually, here, I'll show you. Alex and I both took a picture of all the mums and pumpkins loaded up. I put it on my Instagram. Loaded up into the car. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, here it is. So you can see, this is all the stuff that we got. That was $119. I was like, that is really expensive. But Alex got this gray pumpkin. It was actually the cheapest of all of them. And it's funny, the guy that works there, so it's like this family that runs it, and I've gone there for years and years and years, and they're really, really nice. But you like have these like big carts you wheel up there, right? Actually, I just have to tell you, in comparison to everybody else, $119 is pretty cheap compared to what people were spending. I mean, they have like a pumpkin there, it's like $129, this huge pumpkin. They have mums that are like huge in potters. These are not like, or potters. These are not in potters. These are just like in plastic pots. But they have mums that range everywhere from like $9.99 all the way to like $89.99. And they have like triple colors. They have like multicolors. Like, they had ones that had like purple. They're more of like a lavender, yellow, and white in there. And then Alex really wanted to get the burgundy ones, but I was like, I think these will go, the orange ones will go better with the wreath that I got. So here's my new wreath. Alex said it's not so much a wreath. I might change it to the old one because it's kind of small. Alex is like, it's not so much a wreath, it's more of like a centerpiece. I feel like it's very distracting behind my head, so I feel like I need to take it down, but I don't want to right now, so when I stop the camera, I'll take it down. But anyway, so we're gonna have the wreath behind us for the next month. I think last year, I took the wreath down before I filmed the vlog each and every day. Should I take it down? Is it annoying? I can't hear you. Speak louder. So, we did that today, and then major drama. Actually, I have to give you guys some major drama that happened while we were out. I have to look up something really quick though. Speedway. Okay, so, well, it's about to do with the fountain pops. I want to look this up. Speedway Slurpee Day. Slurpee Day 2024. Is today Slurpee Day? No, it's July 11th. Okay, so this was so funny. So when we were like on the way to like the flower place from Alex's errand, like his errand that he had to run, I was like, can you pull in and get a fountain pop? And he's like, oh yeah, I want a fountain Coke too. And I was like, okay. So I went in this place. It's like this small gas station that we can never go to. And so I went in there, and it actually had just like plain white styrofoam cups. And I was like, oh, I love this. This is kind of like so old school. And so I got them, and when I was like pouring them out, I was like, they look kind of flat, but I'm sure they're probably fine. And so I went up to the counter, and the guy was like, $2. I was like, $2, that's it? And he was like, yeah, $2. So it was like $1 a pop. There was like, I don't even think there was any tax on it or anything. It was just, he was just like $2. He was real nice. So I get out, and they're like these huge fountain pops. Okay, just these huge, like, white styrofoam cups. So I get them out to the car, and Alex tastes this, and he's like, and so I taste mine, and I was like, this is flat. He's like, it's total syrup. All it is syrup. So now we're going from that gas station to the flower market, which there probably won't be neighbors that I talk to today because just sitting out here looking at my mums, 2 of my neighbors walked by. In fact, the one that I call my favorite neighbor, her husband can't walk right now because he has, what's it called? My mom had the same thing because she had to have the things in her shoes, planchitis or whatever in his foot, so he can't walk long distances. So she's just walking, but she was like, I love your mums, where did you get them? And I said, well, I don't really like how they're arranged them, let Alex do it. And last night I was gonna pick the weeds, and tonight I'm planning on kind of picking the weeds. We'll see. That might be a Monday thing or a Tuesday. Well, I don't know. I gotta pick the weeds. So anyway, because now that I have the front porch and I gotta get my Halloween, I got some other Halloween stuff to put out here, and then I have to get my Halloween doormat. Why am I saying Halloween so weird? Halloween doormat from the garage, and then I have some stuff from the basement. I want to put that stuff out here, and then I will do a front porch tour. So that is coming. But anyway, and I'll probably do that on the same day that I do like our bedding tour. So Alex just looked at the comforter and he just laughed. He was like, is that the Halloween comforter that you got? I go, yeah. I go, it's just till October 31st. He was like, babe, if it makes you happy, it's totally fine. So anyway, so got that. And then I showed him the sheets, which are literally just like black stripes. And he was like, are those Valentine's Day sheets? And I go, why would you say that? He goes, because there's hearts on there. I go, no, they're like orange little like tags through that. He goes, those are hearts. I go, no, they're not. And then I like put my reading glasses on. I was like, are they? Did I buy, they said Halloween. Did I buy Valentine's Day sheets? And I looked at him, I go, they're not hearts. And he just started laughing because he was giving me a hard time. But anyway, then we went to Speedway, which is where I got this. It's like filled to the brim. It is about a fourth Dr. Pepper and the, hey, how are you? It's like a fourth Dr. Pepper and the rest of it is Diet Dr. Pepper. And then I got Alex a Coke. Okay, so I am so under the, oh god, that tastes so good. Actually, it's so funny because I handed Alex's his fountain pop through the window when I got to the car, and he like did the same thing. He was like, oh, this is so much better than the other one. So we actually went there after the flower market, but so I went inside and there was like this dad and he had like 6 or 7 kids with him, and maybe they just, I don't know, they just didn't know, they just saw it there that day or whatever. But there's like this stand next to like the fountain pop area, which is like pretty extensive at Subway at Speedway. So there's like 2 machines, fountain pop machines, and then there's like these Slurpee machines, and there's like 3 of them. Right next to them is this thing that says like National Slurpee Day, which apparently is June or July 11th. I asked the guy at the counter, well, I'll tell you what happened. So anyway, so all these kids like have these, they have little cups. They're like these little cups of Slurpee. I don't know if it's like free Slurpee Day or whatever. And so they're going for, I felt so bad for them. And so they're going from machine to machine to machine, and all the machines say out of order on them. And they're like pushing them, and the dad's like, no, that one doesn't work. And so then he's like, well, that one doesn't work. And so then these kids are all just carrying these cups around. And so the dad's like, because they're all like, we wanted slushies or Slurpees. And so he's like, we'll just go to the next place. So they all leave. It's like this dad and like 7 kids or something like that. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. With Sound of Music up in the Speedway. I feel like I have antlers because it is almost deer season. So anyway, so I go up to the counter. As I'm waiting in line, I noticed that Mr. Beast has an entire line of candy bars. Did you guys know that? I was like, oh, those would be good. I was like, those would be good for a review. And then I was like, I don't think so. He's pretty problematic these days. We won't be reviewing the Mr. Beast candy bars. But he has an entire, and you can win something. I like looked at the thing. It's like, there's like 4 different flavors of candy bars or something. But then if you like, you scan something, like some code. This really does truly look like antlers, doesn't it? But see, the problem is I can't reach up that high to grab. Ah, there it goes. Here it is. Here's my new wreath. Oh, there's a stink bug. Okay, go over there to the... So Alex said this is... And he said to me, he goes, it's more of a centerpiece. He was like, see, you could put like candles in it and stuff like that. Hey, can I ask you a question? Do you think this is a wreath or a centerpiece?
I can't see it. Okay, what do you think?
My lord, how close do you have to get? If you can't see it from there, then it's obviously a centerpiece.
Well, what are you going to put in the middle if it's a centerpiece?
No, well, I guess a candle or something. I was going to put it just...
have a pretty fat candle.
Yeah, I was going to... See, I just had it hanging up there.
How
are you? I know, you need to stop by more often.
I know.
It was nice talking to you, ladies. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah.
I'll see you out when I'm on my walks. I come down your street now all the time when I walk.
I have a big fat cat.
You a big fat cat? Okay.
You need to come in sometime.
Okay. I haven't been walking lately, but my plan is to get back on it.
I haven't been either.
You haven't been either?
You're welcome to say
Okay. It was good seeing you, ladies. Bye. So I stopped the camera because we like talked for a long time about stuff, and I think this is so crazy. The woman that passed away, that, because they were like, you need to go see the other house that's for sale. And I was like, the other house? And I'm like, because there's apparently 3. And and they just told me that they're all 3 sold. But, like, I guess they were doing an open house earlier, but, like, people keep on driving up. She's like, did you not see people keep on driving up? And they've already taken, like, the sign, like, the open house is closed because the house is already, like, they're closing on it. I was like, there's, like, a bid and now they're closing on it. I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, they all went quickly. And she was like, so she was telling me that her friend is, like, moving in to the other house. And this is how it goes in this neighborhood. People always want their friends to move in here, which is, I think, what's so friendly, too, though, you know? And she was like, I was really excited. She was like, because I've, like, had my eye on that condo forever. And she was like, and the woman that lived in it, she, like, kept it really nice. And she was so wonderful. And she's like, it's beautiful inside, which is the one that my neighbor went to across the way. So apparently her friend bought it or something. I don't know. But anyway, I said, oh, here's one of the sisters, I guess. Hey, how are you? Good. Are you having dinner with your sister tonight?
No.
Not tonight? No. It's good seeing you. But the condo, so she was like, did you know her? And I was like, which condo are you talking about? And she was like, explain. I said, oh my God, this is the woman that I sat next to at the eclipse. So I was telling them the whole story and all this kind of stuff. The other woman that she was with, I had never met her before, so she was introducing me to her and stuff like that. And she's like, oh, I've heard a lot about you. She was like, people say you're so funny and they really like you from the pool and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, from the pool. But they were complimenting. So they had me take down the wreath. They had me put it back up. They do not believe that it's over there. They do not believe that the wreath is the centerpiece, but they think that I need something bigger for up there. So they were like, have you thought about maybe doing 2 wreaths outside? And then I was like, well, I don't really know how to do the things. And so she was like, well, she's a master gardener. I wish I had $1 for every master gardener that's in this neighborhood. So she just kind of like stood back. And then she was like, she like bent down, her friend. She like, the other woman I've known her before she ever lived in here. And she like bent down and she was like surveying my weeds. And I go, those are free if you want to take one. And she started laughing. And the other woman was like, she's a gardener. And I go, well, feel free to garden if you want to. I said, no, I'm picking them this weekend. I said, I have to clean this all out. She's like, I really don't think it looks that bad. And I said, well, my neighbor across the street gave me hell for it yesterday. She goes, it really doesn't look that bad. She's like, this is like a 10 or 15 minute job. I said, that's what I said. She's like, yeah, all you got to do is pick these sticky weeds or whatever. So anyway, but it was nice to see them. So she was telling me stuff about the neighborhood and other people that we know about before I knew her in this neighborhood. So she was filling me in all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so, okay, the drama of it all. Slurpee Day. I was talking about Slurpee Day. No, I don't remember what I was talking about. Well, anyway, this tastes really, really good. Oh, so I got to this is what I was talking about. I was talking about Mr. Beast and the candy bars. So I was standing in line, and I saw these candy bars, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to review that. Obviously not. He is way problematic. So anyway, so I got up to the line, and because I saw the dad go up there and like ask him a question, and I said, is it National Slurpee Day? And the guy looks at me and goes, you're the second person that's asked me that. And I go, well, there's a whole sign with like little cups and stuff over there. And he goes, oh, is that why that dad asked me that over there? And I go, yeah, probably because he's got a bunch of kids with him. And he goes, I don't know. I'm like, he works there. I'm like, he goes, I don't know if it's National Slurpee Day. He goes, but I feel really bad if it is. He goes, because all 3 of our Slurpee machines are out. He goes, so they don't work. And I go, yeah, all the kids were just walking around with those little cups. And he started laughing. He goes, that kind of makes me kind of sad. I go, yeah, or he said something like that. I don't know. But anyway, but that was the major drama at the Speedway today. Then, before that, we went to the flower market. It was so busy at the flower market today. There were, I mean, we stood in line for like, Alex like had the cart and he stood up by the cash register because the line went all the way through the tent. And then there was like, I've done videos about it before. Outside the tent is where like inside the tent they keep like the pickles and the tomatoes and you know, all that kind of stuff that you can buy. What else? Like all the canned stuff that they do. It's like a little small farmer's market. It's real cute. Their prices are high though. Their prices are expensive, but their stuff is beautiful. And so, like Caroline was like, yeah, they'll open up really big the Costco. Because Alex said they have them at Costco. And I said they're not going to be as pretty as these. So, we're not doing Cousin Fun Day this week. Caroline is super, super busy this week. But when she sees my mom's next, she will be very jealous, trust. But anyway, so we went there and I was like talking to people online. Everybody was buying these gray pumpkins. This must be the thing this year. They're kind of like these flat, there's one that's sitting right there. These flat gray pumpkins. Everybody must be really into them. I liked them, and then Alex, I knew he would pick one up because they're just kind of like, you know, coven-ish. He likes anything that's coven. What are you and your girlfriends dressing up for Halloween this year? Coven. So anyway, so yeah, so we got those pumpkins. We got one white, one orange, one gray, and then I got one that's called like a pie, a pie pumpkin. Is that what they're called? Because you make pies out of it, I guess. I don't know. They look kind of the color of a pumpkin pie. So anyway, we got those, and it's so funny though. It's this family that runs it, and they do like the Christmas trees and stuff, and the wreaths in the winter, and then in the spring and summer is when they do all they have all that stuff, and then until they're sold out is like when they're open. And they're so nice, but the dad or the grandpa, I think it's the grandpa, he stands at the counter, not behind the register, but on the other side. And so, like, when you come up there, like, if these say, like, on the sign, this is where you have to be, like, don't get discouraged by what the prices are. Because if they say on the sign, like, $49.99, and you bring two mums up, he'll, like, look at them, and he'll go, this one's not full yet, so 2 for $29.99. And then he puts the pumpkins up and he lines them up, and he's like, and these pumpkins were more than what he gave them to us for. He's like, 2 for $4.99, 1 for $7.99, 1 for $1.99. I'm like, I mean, he's like, hey, there's my neighbor next door coming home. She got her new car. So anyway, so yeah, so we got a pretty good deal on this stuff. 2 big mums, 4 pumpkins. I'm excited about it. So, beginning to look a lot like Halloween. Everywhere you go. Speaking of Halloween, we watched, last night, what did we watch? Did we watch New York the night before, or did we watch New York last night? I feel like we watched New York last night. The Real Housewives of New York. I mean, it's not going to tell me on my weekly TV. I'm caught up completely on all my weekly TV. And I'm down to season 5, or episode 5 out of 6 on season 2 of Dark Winds, which the second season, a couple people told me that they didn't think that the second season was as good as the first season. I think it's really good. I think it's completely different. I mean, it's not completely different. It's the same cast, but it's a different storyline. So each of them are a Tony Hillerman book. I was actually looking at Tony Hillerman last night because I was like, I think I bought like a couple of his books like way back in the day and never read them. So apparently, the whole series that he wrote is about Joe Leaphorn, who's the sheriff. Like he's the Navajo police sheriff in this like reservation, and then his assistant deputy, which is Joe Chi. Like in the one show, he works for the FBI. So I don't know if that's part of the books or how that works into. But it's actually the first one is like the 4th book in the series when I looked it up because it's called The Listening Woman. And then this one is called People of Darkness, and it's actually like the 6th book in the series. But there's like 24 books. So after he passed away, his daughter, Ann Hillerman, she picked him up, and now she's kept the series going. So I'm thinking about maybe reading them. I really, really like them. It is so well done, and culturally it is so interesting. I think it's a really important show to watch. I really, really like it a lot. Plus it takes place, like, I looked it up and I was like, what year does it take place? Because they're watching like a moon landing on there, and it's talking a lot about, there's like some very important, like societal issues that they discuss in the show. It's a really good show. It's fantastic, and it's a great mystery thriller. So anyway, I got less what I watched late last night, but, I listened to more of my audiobook to get prepared for tomorrow, but we'll talk about that in just a second because we have the live stream for the book club tomorrow, which I'm really excited about. And then, what else? So I think we watched New York last night. Alex was like, what was last night? Today's Saturday, so it was Friday. No. Why don't I remember? I feel like we watched New York the night before. We watched New York the night before. So he was like, so we watched Grotesquerie last night. So they're putting out 2 episodes a week. It's on Hulu. It's a Ryan Murphy show. So we watched this week's 2 episodes. Well, we didn't know that there were 2 episodes. We got to the end of the first one, and then it went right into the 4th episode. So we watched it. Hey, how are you?
You're not a very nosy neighbor.
What do you mean?
I
know I didn't come to the open house. Am I the only one that didn't come to... I love that you said I'm not a very nosy neighbor. Am I the only one in the whole neighborhood that didn't come?
Almost.
Almost? Your dress is so pretty.
Thank you.
I think it's so funny. Some people went and saw the open... This is the woman in the neighborhood Anyway, so, some of these people in the neighborhood went to, like, these open houses, like, 2 and 3 times. They brought separate friends if they want to move in here and stuff like that. Why would you bring somebody to an open house on a house that's already sold? Why are you even having an open house? Well, one of the neighbors told me that one of the reasons why they do it, she's like, it's not the first time it's happened. And I go, what do you mean? She said they already have a bid on a house and they do the open house in the neighborhood. Because I asked Caroline, Caroline's like, that's bizarre. And I go, yeah, I think it's bizarre too. And so one of my neighbors said, I think the reason they do it is to get people interested in the neighborhood so they can bring their friends in here. So then the next one that goes up, they're like, let me have it. And that's how they keep them selling in here. I mean, they sell within like a day. It's crazy. So anyway, I mean, I love our neighborhood, but I don't know that, I mean, if I had to pick all the neighborhoods living in Indianapolis, this would probably not be the neighborhood that would be in my top 20. I mean, I like it, you know. I like it now because I know my neighbors and I think it's beautiful in here in the trees and all this kind of stuff, but I wouldn't have thought that. Now, I will say that my friends, when my friends, like, you know, drop me off and stuff like that, and Caroline and Tanya, everybody, they're like, it is gorgeous in here. Like, all the trees are different. I mean, all the trees are, like, our tree in our front yard is completely different than the tree that they have. I mean, it's all different trees, all mature trees. I mean, it's beautiful in here. And my friends say it. They're like, it's absolutely beautiful in here, and it's very well kept. I just didn't, that's not something that I would have noticed when I first moved in here, if I was just, like, driving through here or something like that. I don't know. I will say, like, in driving around other condo neighborhoods and whatever, this one is definitely, like, the upkeep they do a much better job on, which is, you know, goes towards the high HOA fees, but I've gone through some, like, you know, condo neighborhoods where I'm like, they don't really keep this very nice at all. I mean, it's like, they keep it really nice in here, and it feels really safe and stuff. So, so apparently that's why they do it, so that they can, like, show their friends and people, so that their friends can get interested in the neighborhood. I mean, I think that's kind of smart, but whatever. So, was I talking about that? Was I talking about the woman? Anyway. What was I talking about? I was talking about shows last night. So we watched Grotesque Great. Okay. So I'm not going to do my full reaction to it until it's all the way over, and it's 10 episodes, and we're only on 4 episodes. So next week will be 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got 3 more weeks of it. Okay, I loved, and this is what I'm going to say, like, I was telling Tanya and I was telling Nikki this last night. I don't want anybody to get discouraged about this show. Now, I mean, I didn't write the show, I didn't produce it, but you get discouraged if you want. But I really love the show. I think the acting is fantastic. The woman that plays the nun is unbelievable. Niecy Nash is, like, I mean, she is top tier acting in this. I love her so much. These 2 episodes were really focused on her alcoholism, and I think she does a fantastic job playing an active alcoholic. But there's so many dream sequences and stuff. Like, okay, the first 2 episodes are really about, like, the detective, the serial killer, the hunt, right? Trying to figure it out. These last 2 episodes were a lot about, like, so Nicholas Chavez, I think is his name, who played Lyle Menendez in the Monsters, Ryan Murphy show. He plays this priest that the nun is, like, under in this, for this church. And he's, like, wanting to modernize the Catholic Church. So it's like, he does this one thing where he's, like, doing these cycling videos, like, for TikTok or something, and it's called, like, Cycling for God or something, and then the nun is, like, lusting after him, and then there's, like, all this sexual stuff going on. I don't care about that. I just want to watch the show, the detective show. And then the girl that plays Niecy Nash's daughter is, like, fantastic in it. It's fantastic. It's really good, but these last 2 episodes kind of lost me, if you want to know the truth. I just was kind of like, there's so many dreams. I mean, like, at one point I looked at Alex and I go, I am so confused. He goes, I have no idea what's going on. He goes, is this real or is this, like, fake? Is this a dream? I was like, I don't know if it's, like, a dream sequence. Like, I am so confused what's going on right now. So, so we watched those 2 episodes. Oh, we watched Watch What Happens Live last night, too. Or did we watch 2 of them? Why do I feel like we watched something else last night? Big Brother we watched the night before. We got caught up on Friday. Oh, we watched Orange County last night. Not New York. We watched Orange County last night because it was on Thursday. So we watched Orange County, and then we watched the 2 Grotesque Grays. Boo Radley did great all night long until about 11 o'clock. We'll actually have it written down. No, it was earlier than that. It was about 9 o'clock. He started So he slept through all the TV shows and whatever, and we had taken him out a bunch yesterday and all this kind of stuff. So where is my notes from yesterday? Between 8 and 9 he started pacing and got super hyper around 11:30. So we've moved each day his dosage back on his meds. So like yesterday, before that we were starting his day dosage at 10 a.m. because we're trying to get it to like 6 a.m., 2 p.m., and then 10 p.m., right? So she was like, each morning, if you want to, you just have to pick one dosage throughout the day and just move that one back an hour each day. So the other day we started with the 10 a.m. one. So we moved it back yesterday to 9 a.m. So today we moved it to 8 a.m. But we still do like from 8 because she was like, you're still getting it because you're an hour early. So, the realtor just left. So anyway, when you, so like, okay, instead of like today we gave it to him at 8 o'clock, right? And yesterday was 9 a.m. So today we gave him to him at 8 o'clock. So we give it to him at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then the next dose will be 8 hours from that, which Alex just gave him, which was at 4 o'clock. So yeah, so 4 o'clock. And then tonight, the next dose will be at, what is that, 11 o'clock? We have it all written down in there. I cannot do math to save my life, y'all know that. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah, 11 o'clock. And then tomorrow we'll move it back to 7 a.m. Does that make sense? And then Monday we'll start with 6 a.m. So it's gonna work better for our schedule. He's doing great on it. But what we're noticing is that earlier, okay, so whereas he would start getting like 2 hours, 2.5 hours before his last dose, he starts getting really antsy and kind of pacing. And I don't know if it's from sleeping a lot during the day, although the last 2 days he's gotten up, he's been around out a lot. Yesterday he was like walking a lot during the day and the day before, you know. Well, it's all in my notes. But anyway, so last night he was walking about 8 or 9. He came downstairs and was just like walking around. We took him out a couple times while we were watching TV shows, and then I was like, I'm gonna go upstairs and lay down. So I tried to lay down, I think it was at like 10:45 or something like that. Alex went to bed, no, it was earlier than that, because Alex was like, I'm going to bed early. I go, you're going to bed for the night? He was like, yeah, I was just gonna start a TV show. He goes, but I'm really tired. So Alex went to bed. I mean, he was asleep by like 10 o'clock last night. So I can't remember what I did. But anyway, I noticed at about 11:30, like I took him outside and it was laps again. I mean, it was like boom, 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 boom. I mean, it was like crazy. And then he would run all, I mean, I'm standing in the driveway and he would like run all the way up here by the door and he would just stand and look at me. And then I would start walking up and he'd go boom, 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 boom. I mean, he would run out in the yard again and just back and forth. I mean, he was like hyper and he's like, and he's like all this, right? Like, I mean, he's like a 2-year-old puppy. Well, this freaks me out because that's how he acted the night before he had the seizures. So, I actually need to add to this from last night, no seizures, because I add that the next day when we've made it through the night. So we had reduced the gabapentin earlier in the day because she had said if we wanted to reduce it, we could reduce it from 0.5 to 0.3. She was like, we can go back. She's like, we can always move it up. She's like, but if you want to move it back because you think that it's like it's making him too drowsy, we can do that. So the earlier in the day, we had given him 0.3. So because he was like so active, Alex is like, do you want to give him, this was at like 11:30. And the next dose he was getting was at 1 a.m. So we're an hour and a half out. Actually, it was because Alex woke up because he like ran on the bed and he was like jumping all over the bed. And so Alex woke up and he was like, he's running around, and he's running up the stairs, he's running around the kitchen. I mean, I took him inside, he's like, I mean, it was crazy, right? I mean, he was happy. He's like, ah. He's acting like he was happy, but I was like, okay, what's going on here? I was like a little worried about it, you know? And so Alex is like, do you want to give him like half of his dose of gabapentin now and we can just go back up to the 0.5 for tonight? And I was like, we can do that. I said, I don't want to give him another trazodone right now. Hey, how are you? I said, don't want to give him another trazodone. He's like, no, I don't either. Because I said, then he's going to be funky. We have got to get a couple days out from the trazodone and just use that for like emergency situations where he's not doing well. And he's like, yeah, I agree. So we gave him 0.2 of the gabapentin at like 11:30. And he still was crazy acting until about 1 a.m. And then at 1 a.m., I gave him his Keppra and the rest of the dose of the gabapentin. And then, he fell asleep around 1:30 after his last dose. And when I walked into the room to go to sleep, he like perked up his head, but he didn't get out of his bed. He like stretched and like perked up his head, stretched, and like rolled around, like, or turned around in the bed, and then he went back to bed. So he slept through the night. And then Alex gave him his dose this morning. It's completely fine. Okay, let me put Saturday 10:05 on here. And we are, so, September 5th is Boo's birthday, I believe. All this in my notes. Dog's birthday, here it is. Yeah, September 5th. So today we are exactly a month out from his birthday. So he's 15 in a month today. Well, the reason why that's important is because the Wednesday, his birthday was on a Thursday. So that Wednesday, he was doing great. Like, it was like our old dog. And then Thursday was when he was not doing that great. So one of the things is that we got him this shot. Hold on, I wrote it down when we had the shot. We got him this shot because they were like, it's something that you can try if you want to, blah, 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 whatever. There is like a very small percentage, it's like I think it's like 2 to 5% of dogs that get it, that have a side effect of seizures and act really differently on it. And it's a shot that you get every single month. I talked about it on here, I wrote it down. The shot is called Librela, okay? And so we did do it last month. We actually got it on the 12th. So by this point, 75% of it is out of his system because you have to get it in there. Like when we talked to our vet, because Alex is like, is there a possibility that it caused a seizure? And she's like, it's not likely, but there's a possibility. She's like, it could be a side effect and he could be like the one of like the 5% that got it. She's like, the problem is we can't go back now and take the shot out of him because we already have the shot. So we can't go out. So all we have to do is wait for it to get out. Now Alex and I have decided that we're not going to go forward with the Librela, which if the side effect of that is what caused the seizures, like, hey, listen, like, that will be great, because we're almost at a point where it's like, you know, I mean, we're like less than a week away from like it being completely out of his system. But I'm also wondering if part of the reason why he's feeling so good when he goes outside late at night and runs is maybe because of that, because it's an anti-arthritis, it's supposed to help with that. But there's so many mixed reviews that, like, I've read online, I know. But there's like, it's a newer drug, so people don't know about it. But I will say, when I originally talked about it on my vlog, a couple people commented on it. A couple people DM'd me and said, oh, we put our dog on it like 6 months ago, and they've had great results on it. So I've only heard good things about it. I don't know, but I mean, on any of these things, side effects, you know, are the possibility of seizures. But he finally went to bed last night. I mean, the pacing is not, it's not even pacing really. I mean, he was just like, he'd stop in the kitchen, he was sniffing the floor, and I was putting down treats, and oh, this was the other thing. I don't know if maybe like his days were just switched. This is where I'm kind of thinking like, where I said like it might be a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. I'm thinking there might be still some possibility of dog dementia. And I think just that he's an older dog. I think he can't, like this is, my friends were asking some questions yesterday, and I was telling them, like, and I was telling Tanya, like, some of the things are things I wonder, like, if maybe we didn't notice until we were, like, focusing so much on him right now. Like, at night, like, I have a lot of friends that have, like, my mom was like this, couldn't see that great at night, right? And so what I notice is that he doesn't really go the same places that he went before when it's really dark at night. He'll go like a shortened version of it. And he kind of like stands there and he'll like look around. And it's not like he's confused, it's like he's getting his bearings. But what he always knows is our front porch. And well, our lights are really bright out here. And so I'm wondering, like, and when we run out, like the motion sensors here and the motion sensors of our neighbors, they go up, so it's really bright. So he knows to run right up here. But even if he had a hard time seeing at night because he's an older dog, people that are older have a hard time seeing at night sometimes, you know? And so if that's just a side effect of him being an older dog, that might be, I confuse that with confusion. Does that make sense? Okay. So, I don't know. I think a lot of it, the pacing, some of it might be the dog dementia. Although she said to us, if it is neurological stuff and dementia is one of those things, that the Keppra will help with that. Well, the pacing has greatly decreased. I mean, it's literally a third of what it was. I mean, it was hours. The other night, he paced a lot. But that was like one incident. And I think that had to do with the trazodone, which is why we want to save the trazodone in case of like, you know, certain definite situations. But he's doing good. So we are, hold on, I should actually keep, I don't want to start keeping a number next to here in case it happens, but we are, okay, so Monday 23rd was his first seizure, and that was when we went to the ER, and then Wednesday the 24th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We are now 9 days seizure free. Thank God. I'm so happy. I don't know, I just like, I mean, it could happen at any time, but I feel like the longer we go, it'll give me more hope, like if it happens or when it happens again. So So yeah, and then last night, and I will say this, giving him his last meds a little earlier each night is nice because it gives me longer periods where I know that he's asleep and I feel safe about that, and then I can just watch my shows and relax and stuff like that, so it's nice doing that. So yeah, and, what else was I gonna say? And then I sat down and I watched, I can't remember, I watched something, and then I listened to my audiobook for quite a bit, and I'm almost done with that, I had a little bit longer than I thought I did, with the Serial Killer's Apprentice. It's an interesting story, but it's very, like, factually told. I don't love true crime stories like that. And it's not what I love to read, I'll just say. It's about a serial killer that groomed these boys to, like, anyway. And apparently there's, like, several of them that were doing it, and it happened, like, in the 70s, and, it's just a really sad story. It's just really, really sad story. He was, like, grooming them to be killers, like, but grooming them. I mean, it's just the whole thing. It's just so sad. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm almost done with that. I had a little bit more longer than I had longer to listen to it than I thought I did. But I'll have it done in time for the book club tomorrow. So I'm really excited about that. So listen to that, and then I, watched Dark Winds, and then I was gonna watch, the last episode that I watched, episode 4, I almost didn't watch because it was, like, so late, and then it was, like, 4:30, and I was like, no, I guess I did stay up a little bit later last night. Maybe it was the night before I went to bed earlier, I don't remember. But I was like, okay, no, I want to watch just the beginning of the next episode. Well, I started watching the beginning of the next episode, and then I was like, I have to watch this whole episode. So now I have 5 and 6 to watch. Now, Alex does want to watch Salem's Lot, and he does want to watch Hold Your Breath with Sarah Paulson, which we watched the trailers for both of those last night. So tonight, our plan is to watch Salem's Lot and, what do you call it, Hold Your Breath with Sarah Paulson. And I haven't, like, had really bad food in a while, so I might allow myself to get something a little bad tonight and watch some movies and stuff like that. So I might, we'll see. I might try to make a healthier choices in what I get, but I haven't done that for a while, so I might do that tonight. See what he wants to get. So yeah, so that'll be fun tonight. We're gonna watch those 2 movies. We'll probably watch them early. I mean, right now it's not even 5 o'clock yet, so we'll probably watch these early. And here's somebody looking for the open house. I'm like, it's closed. It's sold. The temperature, when we were coming back, it was 81 degrees. Let's see what the temperature is right now. There was something else I wanted to tell you that was major drama. Well, I can't remember what it was. Something that happened in the neighborhood. Why is it not pulling? Oh, it's 82 and sunny now, it says. What's tomorrow supposed to be? Tomorrow's 82, and then it drops down on Monday to 69. I have a hair appointment on Monday. And then 71, 74, 78, 77 middle of the week, 65. I mean, it's going to be a warm October this whole month. A warm, warm October. Long, long time ago. Is that how that goes? I can still remember how you did that dance. These are the wrong words. Maybe if I had a chance. Okay, let's look up the lyrics. If I get one line, I can probably, they're leaving now. American Pie lyrics. If I get one line, maybe I can. I used to love this song. So I remember this one time, and the first time that I ever went out with my girlfriends in high school that became like my very good friends, we went out like a big group of us. I can remember it was like my one friend's like sister that was like driving, and we were in this like station wagon, and it was like one of those station wagons, you know, that has like the front seat that's like 3 people can sit in. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like, it's not like seats, it's like, you know, a bench. And then the next one's the same way, and then the third seat looks like out the back window. I can see it in my head. I can see it was like blue and like cream, and then had like this wood paneling around the side of it. I don't know how I remember that, but anyway, we went downtown and walked around and all this kind of stuff. It was like kind of like a strange group when I look back on it, because it was like 3 girls that were like a year older than us, and it was like maybe they were 2 years. One of them was 2 years older than us. It was like our sophomore year. And then it was like 3 of us. I mean, the car was packed. But anyway, I can remember when we were coming back. the camera stopped. I can remember when we were coming back from when we were coming back from downtown, and I can see who it was, because it was two of my best friends that ended up being my best friends all through high school. It was the one that I went to the high school reunion with, actually, and then it was my other friend that was a twin. It was one of the twins. And we were sitting in the back row, and I can remember American Pie came on. I think I've told this story, actually, over here before. And so we're looking out the back window and whatever, and we're, like, you know, driving along, and all of a sudden, like, the girl that was driving it, I can remember her name was Nancy, and we called her Nancerella. I don't know how I remember that. I wasn't even that close with her. Her brother was actually in my grade. So that was, but where was the connect? Oh, she was friends with my friend that was a year older, and so she was 2 years older, and it was her parents' station wagon. I don't know why, but we called her Nancerella. And I wasn't even that close of friends. I was never, oh, there's my pool crew lady. I was never even that great of friends with her. But you know what is weird? I just remember this. I don't know how I remember this. But when I did my first practicum for my graduate school, for my master's degree, it was at an elementary school, and we were like, she was like in her second year, and I was in my first year of grad school. I don't know why I just remembered this. And we were both in, there was like 10 of us that were like in this unit. It was like a unit at this, like, we were all like the school social workers, like, but we were in this unit. We were like this big resource room. It was like 10 of us. And there were like, half of us were like first years and half of us were second years. A practicum is just like an internship. And so, but they were there like 5 days a week or 4 days a week. And we were there like, the first years were there like 2 days a week. But she was in that one. I don't know how I remember that. But anyway, so I walked in, I was like, Nancerella? And she's like, I prefer Nancy. I was like, oh, we're very serious these days. Okay. So anyway, let's look up these lyrics. A long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. And I knew if I had my chance, that I could make those people dance. And maybe they'd be happy for a while. February made me shiver. April, May. Is that how it goes? With every paper I deliver, bad news on the doorstep. I couldn't take one more step. That's something I like when it gets rocking out. Did you write the book of love, and do you know faith, or do you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells you so, bam, 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 bam. Now do you believe in rock and roll? Can music save your mortal soul? And can you teach me how to dance real slow? I love this song. I forgot about this. And then it gets real sad at the very end. I can remember that was the part that made my mom really sad. They were singing, bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Good old boys drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this will be the day that I die. Do you guys remember that song? This will be the day that I die. And they were singing, bye bye. Aww. Don McLean. I love that song. I forgot all about that song. I probably only love that song because of that memory. You know what I mean? So tonight is horror movie madness. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. And then tonight is a movie. Don't be scared of my scary costume. Tonight, and I hope that another night, praying that Boo Radley does great tonight, but have the windows open, watch some scary movies. So I'm excited. And, oh, you know what? I don't think we have any popcorn in this house. I'm not a big, sometimes I like popcorn if I go to the movie. Melissa and her husband and some other people, they asked us if we wanted to go, but we didn't want to, like, you know, leave Boo for that long. They went to go see Joker last night. And so I was texting Melissa and I said, how was Joker? And she said, is it a musical? She said it's a musical. I was not aware of that. I heard that it didn't get great reviews, but Melissa said, I said, how was the movie? So she said, so I really liked it, so you probably won't. She put like this laughing emoji, because when we all went and saw Maverick, I was like the only one that didn't like Maverick. You know, the Top Gun movie. I thought it was stupid. I didn't like it, but everybody else loved it. And I said, haha. I said, but was the popcorn good? Because Melissa and I always talk about Popcornopulous, or whatever that stuff is called. And she goes, it's a musical, but I didn't know that. I go, what? Wait, what? I didn't know that. And she goes, so weird to some. And yes, the popcorn was yum. I said, LOL. She said, yeah, a lot of people didn't know that it was a musical, and that's why people, probably a lot of reasons why it's getting really shitty reviews. Not as dark as the first one, so I think a lot of people were disappointed by that. I mean, she went because of Lady Gaga, 100%, because she loves Lady Gaga, which is totally fine. But I have no interest in seeing the movie. None whatsoever. And I like Lady Gaga, but I'm not really that big of a huge fan of anybody. Big drama. Do you want to know what Alex and I listened to? So he was like, we were on the way to run this errand. He was like, do you want to hear the new Lana Del Rey song? And I was like, I didn't even know she came out with a new song. 5 years ago, I didn't. So I was like, sure, play it. So he plays this new Lana Del Rey song, which sounds like, I mean, I like her music, some of it. But anyway, that's okay. I haven't listened to Lana Del Rey in years, but he's like, do you like it? And I go, I mean, it sounds like every other Lana Del Rey song I've ever heard. But when it got done, I said, but can we listen to something that I haven't listened to yet? And he was like, yeah, what? And I go, Stevie Nicks has a new song out. It's called The Lighthouse. So we listened to it. And I go, we had the windows down because it was so beautiful today and stuff. And I go, why is she whispering? I can't even hear her. I go, Stevie, come on, Stevie. But anyway, it like picked up a little bit, and I was like, before I got to that part, I was like, I don't know if I like it. Alex goes, I love this. You don't like it? I go, I don't know. But when it kind of starts rocking out, I did like it. I was like, okay, I really, really like this. I mean, she's 76 years old, man, and she's putting out a rock ballad. Can we just talk about that for a second? I mean, 76 years old, and Stevie Nicks is releasing a new rock ballad, okay? Kids, you cannot compete, so I live for her on that so much. Okay, so tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Okay, so that's tonight. Just a lot of rest and relaxation. Oh, like I said, I'm not really filming a lot of videos this weekend. I actually woke up today and I was like, I didn't sleep great last night. I went to bed late, and then I just had a really hard time falling asleep. I actually, like, drank 1 cup of coffee, and then I was, like, drinking, like, I had, like, 2 herbal teas. So, like, I shouldn't have had a hard time. It was, like, that box of that tea. I can't remember what it's called. It's that new brand that I found. It's like Sleepy Time tea, but it's not. But it's supposed to help you fall asleep. But I just, like, tossed and turned and whatever. So, anyway, but I finally fell asleep. And then Alex gave him his meds this morning. I mean, I woke up because I set my alarm for it too, just to make sure. And then I went back to sleep. I don't know, I'm not getting that great of sleep. But the night before, I got good sleep. So, get some good sleep tonight. And then I don't know if I'm going to film a video tonight. I mean, I'll film a vlog, but I don't know if I'll film any other videos or not. I might go inside right now and film some more videos. Who knows? We don't know. But I did film a Peter Does Stuff video today. Did I already say this? I think I already said this. Because I wanted to show the bedding. And because I want to put it on the bed and wash it and all that kind of stuff. And then my new wreath that's too small. I'm gonna have to check it out. Maybe I'll put both wreaths up there. That's cornball, isn't it? And then tomorrow is the book club. And so the books for this month, well, we're doing because somebody asked, they were like, which books is it? It's the July and August books that we're doing. So July was There Is No Ethan, which is fantastic. And August was The Serial Killer's Apprentice. And which is about that Coral guy. Ray Coral or something like that. But anyway, it takes place in Houston, Texas. So anyway, that's the second one. And then the first one I really, really liked because it was a personal account. The second one is like, I'm just sitting here playing solitaire and I kind of like really, to be honest with you, like I can't get, I mean, it's okay, but it's just like very factual. And then September is College Girl Missing, about Lauren Spurrier. And I'm excited about listening to that one. And then October is the one that Mel picked, which is called Bet on Lefty. So that's about like mobsters in Las Vegas. I'm not real big on the mobster books, but that one looks actually pretty good. So I'm kind of excited about that. And there's actually a documentary that goes along with it that I found. So, interestingly enough, every once in a while when I like read one of these true crime books that I like really, really get into or whatever, I sometimes reach out to the authors. And I was kind of surprised because I reached out to the author of There Is No Ethan and she responded to me. So we've been going kind of back and forth. And she's real talkative and really sweet. I mean, the first thing I said to her was like, I really appreciate you even responding to me. I didn't even really expect it. So if you don't know what There Is No Ethan is about, There Is No Ethan is about 3 women, one's in the UK, and 2 of them in the United States, in New York. And so, it starts with the main author's story of it, Anna. And there's actually 2 Annas in the book. But she's talking about how she meets this guy online, okay? And, I don't even remember now what the app is that she meets him on. But anyway, they have this, okay, so it's about basically 3 women that get catfished. Now, the book club's tomorrow, and the book was due in July, so if I ruin it for you, I don't know, you should have read it 3 months ago, I don't know what to tell you, but if you don't want to hear what the book is about, probably stop watching the vlog right now. But anyway, so the book is about these 3 women that are catfished, okay, by this guy, and he calls himself Ethan, and he has these very long relationships with them. I mean, this one went with this one woman, like, there's more women than that. It wasn't just 3. It was, like, tons of women, right? Didn't ask them for money, nothing like that. Didn't tarnish their reputation, was just fake having relationships with them, okay? So what they find out is that, because it goes back and forth between, like, Europe and New York. Like, he keeps on saying that he's going back and forth between Europe and New York for jobs, right? And they notice that he has, like, a European phone call or phone number and stuff like that. And so they're kind of like, how do we, like, get somebody that's in Europe, like, you know, whatever. And then they kind of, like, start figuring out, because the 3 women start talking. And so they start figuring out, like, identities of who it could possibly be. And they figure out who it is. And it's actually a woman is who it is. This woman that has been faking that, that she is this Ethan guy. And so basically they give her an ultimatum because she's in medical school. She's actually a working OBGYN right now. Today in this world, she's a working OBGYN, and she's in med school, and she is in med school in Europe at the time that all this is going on. So basically these 3 women, I don't think it was Tinder, I can't remember what it was. This is like, first of all, 10 years ago. So they're talking like in like chats and stuff like that. And so my nose just started itching so bad because I like trimmed my beard. It's like itching so bad because I've been talking so long. But anyway, so they're talking through emails and they're talking through like chats, but they've like on these like dating apps, but they've never like ever talked like in person, and she always gives them reasons why she can't and all this kind of stuff. Well, they figure out who she is, and they realize that she's a medical student at the school. And so basically they give her an option, and they're like, you either stop, okay, and we've given you enough warnings. The one girl's brother gets involved, and he gets really, really upset that she wasted so much of her time. I mean, this one was not harassing them online. She wasn't damaging their reputation. She wasn't saying anything horrible about them. She wasn't asking them for money. None of them gave her any money. In fact, she offered them money at some points, which one of them got, but the rest of them didn't. And so it was nothing other than just basically this woman catfishing and trolling them for months on end. And then like their emotional involvement, their emotional like stressor in their life, right? And so they're like, okay, here's your ultimatum. You have to get in and see a psychiatrist because you are too obsessed about this online stuff. Like, you're literally on it all the time, right? Number 1. Number 2, you are going to get into help, and you're going to sign off all these accounts, these online dating accounts, okay? And she's like, yeah, I totally will do that. I don't really need the help. She's so delusional. She's like, I don't need the help. Like, I don't. They're like, you literally know everything about our lives. You've infiltrated our lives. You know our families. You know everything about us. We've never met you. We don't know who you are. Why are you doing this? She's like, so it was a sociological study. And she basically gaslights these people into thinking that it's like their problem, that she was delving into every aspect of their life. It's so bizarre. And so she's like, okay, well, I'll go get help. Well, they find out that she hasn't gotten help. And that she goes and talks to some doctor or something, some psychiatrist, and basically tells her that there's nothing wrong with you. And so they find out that through another woman that she's still in these dating apps as Ethan, okay, trying to have these relationships with women. I mean, it's like, you need to, like how they say, touch grass. Maybe take some time offline. And so, basically, they give her an ultimatum. And they're like, if you don't stop... I mean, they give her so many warnings. I mean, they, like, block her places. You know, I mean, it's like they give subliminal hints. Like, hey, I'm blocking you. I'm doing this. You're not getting it, okay? Like, we're trying to distance her. I mean, she continues to contact them. I mean, way after that. Like, and be intrusive to their life. Continues to do all this stuff, right? And they're like, we have tried to give you so many hints. And, like, you are not getting it, right? So, you're not leaving us a lot of options at this point. So the 3 women are like, here's the deal. And this one girl's brother, because she's like, he's part of it too at this point, because he's so furious about it. They're like, if you don't stop, then we're going to contact your families, and we're going to put your name out there, and we're going to contact your school. And she's like, okay, I don't really care, because she doesn't believe that they're going to do it, right? Well, they do it. I was actually surprised, because they name her in the book. I mean, her full name's in the book. And I was like, can you legally do that? Absolutely, 100%. You can absolutely do that. Absolutely. And they contact her family. They contact her father. And she's like, you shouldn't have contacted my father. You should have contacted my sibling. And they're like, we told you we were going to do this. We gave you full warning to stop. You chose not to stop, you know? And they contact her school. The school does a full investigation, and they find out that there's, like, nothing wrong with it and whatever. And so she's, like, a practicing OBGYN today. And so part of the reason of why they're putting out the word and why she read the book is because they want people to know, like, if you're going to this woman as an OBGYN, this is somebody that, like, destroyed people's lives. She, like, destroyed women's lives. So you're going to an OBGYN to trust him. It's, like, baffling if you read this story. I mean, so much of it is the messages back and forth between this so-called Ethan and these women. So I reached out to her because I wanted to ask her some things about the book and whatever. I was like, you put her name in the book? And she's like, yep, we sure did. And I was like, so I was telling her, I was like, you know, I have a lot of people, just one today somebody sent me, I said, I have a lot of people, that, I said, you can check me out, I'm completely legit and all this kind of stuff. She just was like, LOL. And so I was like, I have a lot of people that take my picture and they use it to catfish me. And I was like, you know, I don't, like, whatever. And so she's like, well, there are legal channels that you could take. And I was like, I'm fully aware of that. I know all that kind of stuff. And she was like, do you have, like, their personal information, their phone number? I said, oh, yeah, because a lot of these women that have contacted me, you know, it's like, I mean, it's real easy to find out people's stuff. And she's like, well, I mean, she goes, it's not against the law to contact, you know, them and be like, you're using my picture, you're using my face. She's like, that's a long, because in the book, they find out that she's using this guy that she went to high school with. She's using, I think, high school or college. High school, I think. She's using his pictures. So that's one of the things, is that they make her apologize to him as well, which she really never does. And so the one woman actually meets up with him. She's like in Dallas or San Diego or something like that, and she meets up with him, and she said it's weird because it's like she's sitting across from this guy that she feels like she's known because she's always known him in her head as Ethan. So it's so weird to her, right? But like, you think they're gonna, in the book, you think they're gonna end up having like a relationship, but that doesn't happen. But anyway, she's the only one of the three that meets with him, the guy that she stole her pictures from. But it's interesting because these women, like, will contact me and they'll be like, yeah, I've been, like, talking to this guy and, like, you know, I have his, like, WhatsApp number, I have his phone number and whatever. I mean, they send me his full phone number, you know? And, I mean, you can figure out people's information pretty easily from phone numbers and stuff like that. I mean, I've done it. And so I'm like, okay, well... So, you know, anyway, but I was talking to her. She was really, really nice. And she was like... But the book was interesting. My nose is driving me absolutely crazy. I trimmed around here. So, actually we were going back and forth, so I should look and see if she messaged me back again. I get so many messages. Oh, she did. Well, I'll read that when I get off here. Aww. Somebody said, your porch is going to look so beautiful because of my picture on here. So that was kind of interesting, though. Like, because, see, if you go to my Instagram... Here, let me show you. If you go to my Instagram... I think a lot of people don't see this. Over here, there's a tab called Fakes. Like, this whole catfishing thing is so interesting to me, right? This, like, whole enigma of, like, hiding behind stuff. It's so easy to find, just so you know. It's just, like, very, very easy to find out people's true identities online. It doesn't take private investigating. There's cybersecurity attorneys and stuff like that. It doesn't take any of that kind of stuff at all. So, anyway, but, and, like, these people that, like, use my pictures, what they'll do is they end up, like, usually, like, putting something personal about themselves in there, which is really easy to find out. And then once you find that, like, one thing, so here's, like, I have this tab, and it's called Fakes, okay? Now, these are all the fakes that have been used. For all the people out there that say that I'm lying and that people don't use. I mean, I don't even add all of them anymore. Am I even anywhere near there yet? No. I don't even add all of them. So, I feel bad. Like, somebody sent me this whole email, and they were like, I was talking to this guy for like 6 months, and blah, 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 whatever. I think I talked about it over here. And she was like, and then like, he could never talk to me. And so, she was sending him money. She sent him like $3,000. He literally had a name tag made up. I have the picture on my phone. I'll show you guys. I'm thinking about doing a whole video about it on my drama channel, because she said I could tell her story. I have like 3 women's stories that I can tell. They all told me I could tell them stories, but just not to use their names. They're afraid of these. They're afraid of these people. They don't know if these people are women or men or whoever they are, but they're afraid of them. They're like, well, they know everything about me, but I don't really know that much about them. And I'm like, well, I do. Because I figured it out. Because they messed up. It's real easy to find stuff out about. I'm like, because they messed up. I got their families. I got their place of employment. Two of the women were talking to women. They thought they were talking to men that wanted to marry him. Two of the women sent money. I mean, a lot of these people, they don't even ask for money. But this guy, this one email that she sent me, he made a hoodie with my picture on it that said something like, like the nickname that he had for her. It had like the name at the top of it. She showed me a picture of her wearing it. It had like her, the nickname he had for her on the top of it. And then like one of my pictures were like that, and then underneath it says, I love you so much, or something like that, or I love you, or something like that. And then he also made up, because he said that he'd work on like this, they always say they work on ships offline, like, because that way they can't talk on the phone, because they're like, you know, they don't have like Wi-Fi or whatever. And so he literally made up, I mean, this is pretty like over the top. He made up a name tag, okay? Where he's got it around his shoulder and he's like takes a selfie, and so you can see him, but you can just see like this part of him, and he's holding it like this, his name tag, and the name tag is legit. Like, he made a name tag with my picture and this fake name on it. I mean, that's pretty scary. I should show it to you guys. Hold on so I can find it. Oh, Black Tea. I'm gonna actually go into the emails. Where did she email me? That one was, oh, here it is, impersonator. Yeah, people send me out stuff all the time. They're like, in case you don't know who this person is, by the way, this is who there is. Oh, here it is. A legit name tag. She sent me two pictures. The one that he sent like on his desk, and then the one around his neck. This is like a legit company that he said I work for. Look, that's my picture. I do not work for this company. Literally took my picture and put it on this company, Petroleum Engineer. You cannot do that. In the past, I've contacted companies and stuff when they've done that, and they've said I work for them, and they're like, what do you want us to do? We don't even know who this person is. I'm like, well, I do. And they're like, okay, well... So anyway, but it was really interesting talking to her and like her freedom out of all of it and all that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of excited to do the book club. Mel and I haven't actually talked about that book so much, but Mel and Nikki both read it before me and they both loved it. A couple other people have reached out to me and they're like, I really, really liked it too. So she does a lot of advocating for victims in situations where they've been catfished. I think it's a really interesting thing. There's a whole documentary, a couple people sent it to me, and they said that they didn't know if it was going to be like on UK, Netflix or whatever. What was interesting about this one was that these women were in the United States, and the person was in Europe, and even though they knew their identity, they were like, they're pretty untouchable, and then they're like, well, no, they're not, and they had family like all over the place. So that was interesting. But one of the things that oh, somebody sent me, a couple people sent me this documentary that's coming out on Netflix, and it's called Hey, how are you? Are you talking on the phone right now?
Yes.
Are you multitasking?
I am. You want the dog?
That is the sweetest dog. I would love your dog. Why, are you giving it away?
No. One more thing to do.
Aw, she's so sweet.
Enjoy the night. It's beautiful.
I will tell Caroline I saw you. She always loves you so much. She always loves you so much. That sounds so stupid. Oh my god, the battery's dying. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Alex is watching all these old Watch What Happens lives. I put my wreath back up. I'm like, even if I just keep it up for a night, I mean, it really wasn't that expensive. I think it was like $23.99 or something like that. I like the wreath. It's just really small. I thought when I said it, maybe it was another one that it would like pulled out and expanded, but that's not this one. I like it though. Maybe I'll put it in my mailbox. It doesn't look like, it looks too small for my mailbox. Anyway, the neighbor that was walking by, she was the one that went to high school with my mom and my aunt. She was friends with my aunt all the time. But what did I say to her? Caroline always loves you. Why is that making me laugh so hard? Caroline always loves you. Caroline does love her though. She's always like, if you see her, tell her I said hi. That's why I should have said. Caroline always tells me to tell you hi. Caroline always loves you. It's the warm weather, the relaxation, the fact that Boo Radley is doing well, and a fountain pop is what it is. That's it today. It's a good day. Recovery, sometimes people like, when they'll finish their shares, they'll say it's a good day to be alive. Which I like that they say that, but I always think that that's interesting, right? I always say my prayers and meditations at night. I always thank my higher power for another day alive. And I say that in the morning too in my prayers. I try to keep that kind of a constant that I think of every single day, right? Like, being really grateful for just another day to experience. You never know when you start your day, you know, if it's going to be filled with misery and sadness, or if it's going to be a happy, joyous day. And I think a lot of that's just part of life, you know. But it's another day that we were granted. And I'm grateful for that. And it is a beautiful day outside. So I'm going to get off here now. Get this vlog uploaded. Like I said, I don't know tomorrow. It depends on what time I get up. I might film a drama video and review video and all that kind of stuff tomorrow. Or I might just do my vlog. So we'll find out and see. Because got the book club tomorrow and I'm going to sleep in and watch shows. Tomorrow we got Sister Wives from. I'm more excited about From than I am Sister Wives, but I am excited about Sister Wives. So anyway, got all that tomorrow night. And yeah, so tonight and tomorrow will be a lot of fun. Fingers crossed and prayers that Boo Radley does well tonight. That has a big part to do with how the night goes. So anyway, and thank you guys again for all your support and stuff. People have been like so supportive, sending me DMs, the comments about you need to take care of yourself, take care of yourself. We're still praying for Boo Radley. It really means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. Me just being able to vlog every day has been kind of like an escape outside of having to be in my head all the time thinking about it. So I'm doing better. Each and every day I do a little bit better. I'm still stressed out, obviously, but each and every day I do a little bit better. And I just like looking at these mums, which match perfectly with the pillow over there. So I'm very happy about that. But I just want to say, if you guys didn't watch my vlog, I wouldn't, you know, if there was nobody watching my vlog, I wouldn't do my vlog. And so the fact that I'm able to come out here and vlog or do a Halloween haul or a review of something or a TV channel or a drama video, like, you know, or a Peterisms video or booktube video or whatever, it's just like, it gets me out of my head a little bit and it's really nice. And so, and it's also, I don't know, I just really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much for the support. I love you guys so much. I hope that you're having a magically amazing Saturday. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.